Um, I told Daddy that brother had set me up, and he said, "You have set me up for lifting." But when I saw Pastor Shewa, I said, why should I have to come after Pastor Shewa now? Brother Shayo, but I trust God. My own is not preaching. My own is just to share with us. Um, session is just a practical session that has to do with financial intelligence. By God's grace, I believe I have few knowledge there, and I also trust God that I'm learning fast because there are many things that are coming my way. One of the things that I always desire to have is knowledge. I think it's in Hosea, the Bible says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So I was talking about the men. What makes them to be qualified as men is because they have understanding. So I'll be talking about financial intelligence. I will try to be more practical. I will share personal stories. One of the challenges I have is that once I hold mic, I speak more about myself. In preaching, in teaching, it must be your life. So I will let you know a few things I've done, few things I aspire to do, few things that are available now that I'm trying to do, and I'm also encouraging many people to let us to do it together. Many times, many people of us feel that this economy is bad. Abi? Some say this economy is very challenging. But sincerely speaking, if we understand, God grants us understanding, it's one of the best economy in the world. Many of you might not agree with me, but I'm telling you, by virtue of relationship, I manage many accounts across. And many people are leaving the country, so also all the people outside the country, particularly in developing economy, they are trooping in. I'm having a meeting on Monday, by God's grace, Tuesday, precisely. I'm having a meeting on Tuesday of a set of investors that are coming to this country because they want to start something big. I did a project sometimes ago for a company that want to start a project in Ibadan here, but because of politics, they move it out of Ibadan. But huge project, and it's your government that is going to finance it. It's your taxes that they are going to use to finance those projects. They will take the returns and they will take it back to their country. So there is a lot of opportunity here. I sat down with a friend recently. This friend of mine, what he does, he started agribusiness. He was doing cultivation, cassava precisely. So he came to my office one day, said, "Sir, I have this business." He mentioned all the companies, and I said, "Let's pick one first. Let's start with your cassava business." And he said this cassava business that he's trying to do, he said he's trying to take it to production. So I said, "Can you start with Gary?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." He started with Gary. So I said, "Can you do something? Nigerians are jackpotting." I said, "Can you begin to follow them with your Gary?" And he said, "Oh, because he's not going to use the manual way of doing it. He's going to use the technology way of doing it." I said, "You can follow them." I think he was with me on Friday to come and give me a feedback after a year. I think he's leaving again now from October. He's trying to go to Paris, trying to go to Germany, because Gary is working. And he started from Olorunda Road there. Today, they said in UK, maybe 2 or 3 people that has the largest stall for Nigerian food. One is Eniola, another one is Ades. I know one of them very well. But I know the way these guys are doing it in Nigeria. They look for your product here, they put it together, they send it across the sea. And what happens is they send dollars in. They won't send everything. They'll send some here. And that's how people make a lot of money. Federal government said that, I mean, I've been listening to Tinubu campaign. He said, we will slow down the economy. Abi? He said we will reduce purchasing power. But then, that's a great economic sense. People does not believe that, because I have said that if you really study most of these things, if you are open-minded, you will see a lot of opportunities all around you. What they have done before Tinubu came in, Treasury bill was around, as a matter of fact, some of us stopped patronizing them, was around 6-7%. When Tinubu came in, I remember that I just went to the bank. I had a fund with me, somebody's fund that I was managing for them. And I had a meeting with them. They said, Shegun, why can't you let us try money market? I said, I went to trade. They said, oh, I can do it for 17-18%. I said, wow. So now you can see a lot of opportunity in the market. But the thing is that many of us do not know that you can tap into it. Your 1,000 naira can grow, I can tell you. That's the way it works. So I'm going to tell you something I've done and some things I'm doing. Last year, December, my mentor in practice passed away at the age of 80. Was it 3 years ago? 3 years ago. 3 or 2 years, 3 years ago. So last year, December, he sent me money for Christmas. Hey, boy. My mentor passed away 3 years thereabouts, and he sent me money for Christmas. Last year, December. And January, he's going to send me another money. And that's one of the things I just want all of us to tap in. As I've said, I'm still learning, but I will just tell you a few things I believe that we need to work on. So please, let's do an assignment quickly. If you have a profit of 200,000 naira, on a business, can you write it down how you're going to spend it? Please, everybody needs to write. It's going to be a technical session. You have a salary of 200,000 naira. Tell me how you're going to spend it. Salary of 200,000 naira, profit on a business of 200,000 naira. Please, can you tell me how you are going to I didn't get that, sir. Profit is your net profit. Profit. Tell me how you are going to spend your profit of 200,000 naira on a business, and also how you are going to spend your salary of 200,000 naira. And I'm going to tell you how I'm spending my salary. By God's grace, I own a practice, but I'm on salary. So I will tell you how I'm spending my salary presently, and also how I will advise us to do that. It works for me because one of the things that makes you to stand as a man is when you're not under any financial pressure. Do I have a witness, sir? Not that you're not going to have financial obligation, but you still have pressure. So, and I know pressure comes, but if you plan it well, you could guide against such pressure. So, have you done your own? I'm going to call people out to 200 naira profits, 100 naira, 200 naira salary. Are you going to spend it? Who will come and speak for salary? Who will come and speak for profits? Please come. Come before I call. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You are done, Abi. Please come. The way you are doing like this, it's like you are done. Please come. Oh, you are still trying to boot. Okay. Okay, please come. Come, sir. Is it profit or salary? Salary, please come. Who is coming for profit?
Okay, thank you, sir. So for 200,000 naira salary,
Nigeria in Tinubu economy.
Tinubu economy. Okay, so 120,000 naira will go for
No, I didn't get
house. 120,000 naira will go for
120.
Yes, sir.
We'll go for what?
Food stuff in the house, pepper, everything. I mean, we are saying monthly, even though that 120 is just trying to have the fear of God. So let's 120 for that. Then fuel in the car, generator, and all that, 50,000 naira, particularly in this economy. Um, then daily dealings. You are going out. You need to buy petty things. Change you need to have at hand, 20,000 naira. So that makes like 190. And then 10,000 naira is for unforeseen circumstances.
It's a tight. This shows your love. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Business. Anybody for business? Anybody for business, please? Profit on the business. Thank you, sir. Behind you. Thank you.
I'll talk in percentages.
You will do what, sir?
I'll talk in percentage.
Thank you, sir.
10% savings,
10% savings,
10% investment,
10% investment,
10% tithe,
10% tithe,
then the 70% on the rest.
7% on the others.
Yeah, housing and
Thank you so much. On percentage, 10% tithe, savings, investments, others. Thank you so much. One of the things, the way you are going to spend 100,000 might likely be the same way you are going to spend 1,000. Because one of the things that I die hard is habits. If you don't have habits, whatever you are formed with, no matter whatever is your habit, is what is going to be directing you in terms of your spending. So one of the things I know by training and by practice is that your habit matters. And it dies very hard. So I will be speaking about that because if you are not financially intelligent, sincerely speaking, old age might be difficult. And what I tell people is that it is old age that matters. That's my own view. It's old age that matters. I don't know how to say it in Yoruba, but I heard it somewhere recently. Àgbàlagbà tó bá ní nǹkan ìpanu lọ́mọ ẹ̀ máa ń pọ̀. How can I interpret it in English now? It is when you have something to give children that you will have many of them around you. And the reason why is that many of us, we focus so much on the morning time. We don't focus most times for our old age. I told you about my mentor that passed away 3 years ago that is still giving me money. He gave me Christmas money last year. I'm still trusting God for Christmas money this year. But I know one is sure in January. Why? Because he did something for all of us that had links with his life that we are tapping every year. So, and I said to myself, I said, if somebody could have done that for me, I also must do it for Generation Next. So, to be financially intelligent, there are some certain things that I believe that we need to learn. And I'm going to be sharing with you my idea. But I'll first of all give you some general books you can read. I know there's How to Develop Your Financial Intelligence by Adam Snidsky. You can get that one, How to Develop Financial Intelligence and Grow Your Wealth by Adam Snidsky. You can get that material. Also, Robert Kiyosaki says something about financial intelligence. You can get that material. I'm just saying this, that there are some certain things you can get. Also, financial intelligence by Walter Clewell. You can get those materials. If you get to Google financial intelligence, you will see a lot of materials. But one thing is, it's one thing for you to read. It's another thing for you to live it. So there are materials outside there that can talk about financial intelligence. And one of the things I have done personally is that I said I'm going to be sharing to us today my own idea. Because I won't be able to go into some details, some material things, but I will just give us some basic information. My simple way of being, so somebody is financially intelligent is that the person is prudent. That's my own definition. So, oh, this person is financially sound. That means that person understands the concept of prudency. That person has concept of being conservative. I remember they come in diverse names, in diverse angle. There's a way my mom calls me. There's a name my wife calls me. There's a name my children calls me. I remember one day we were having a family meeting. My house, we normally have family meetings. All of us, we sit down, we discuss. We do that often, like a ritual. We must have a family meeting. So one day we were having a family meeting, and I asked my boys, I said, and during family meeting, everybody has immunity. You can't say anything. So say something, what you don't like, what you dislike about that. And they said, and one of them said, the two of them, the last two, those guys are very, very bold. They said that we have a name for you. I said, what is my name? They said BNC. So my wife and I look at us, and truly, it was only four of us at home. The first one was going around. They said, your name is BNC. So I was like, what is BNC? See, I was trying to look at spiritual interpretation. But I said, okay, please, you have immunity. Tell me your name. They said, Baba no cash. And I said, how do you have an name? So that anytime you drop us in school, Dad, any cash? No cash. Dad, any cash? I said, because to diverse people, I have different name. And it's not for anything. It's just to become, I'm trying to be financially intelligent. I'm trying to live a life that you secure the future. You'll be able to say at old age, you will leave inheritance for your children. I tell people, listen to me. I don't pray. I told my children, I'm not praying for it. I'm not praying that I will turn you to be my pension at old age. No. And I want all of us to delete it from our head. Don't ever pray for it. That you will be that your children will be your pension. They will honor you. They will celebrate you. But sincerely, they will drink a lot from you. That is the way. So I said, yes, I'm trying to be conservative. That's where I believe that when you say somebody is financially intelligent, you're trying to be cautious. You're trying to manage your resources as God will grant you wisdom. And financial intelligence, well, general definition is the ability to understand and effectively manage one's financial affairs. Ability to understand and effectively manage one's financial affairs. The school is resuming now, right? I'm not under pressure, by God's grace. We are not. Because one thing I know is that you just have to live your life in a way that you will not be under unnecessary pressure. That is your ability to understand and effectively manage one's financial affairs. When you are financially intelligent, it means that you are prudent. So you can read many materials, but I just want us to mind time because I want us to discuss questions. If you can be financially intelligent, I can assure you three things. You will have greater financial stability. Number two, you will be able to accumulate wealth. Number three, you will be able to mitigate risk. Number four, you will be able to make informed decisions in various financial affairs. You will just discover that there are many things we are doing. I tell people when they say, oh, Nigeria is top. I said, no. Sincerely, sir, this is the best time in this country if you are wise. This is a time that the only problem we don't have is that they show us so much problem. We didn't try to gather information on what is going on. What they portray for us that the economy is bad. Shall I tell you something, my brothers? This is a time if you know how to save 1,000 naira, you can grow it because they give us now higher yield returns on all our savings. It requires wisdom. So it is time. Nigeria economy. I tell people, I said, no, things might be so hard though, but it is now. It is in. I need this English. It is in Titariro Lamankola. What is the English? Okay. So one of the ways to have financial intelligence is to have an ongoing, continuous education, continuous learning. The day you stop to learn, that's the end. I'm having a seminar now on Tuesday. I'll sit down in my office, I will follow it. All the phones all of us carry out now. Before I left home, my wife has been on a seminar learning something new for the last 3 hours. You keep on learning. You keep on asking questions. You keep on asking information. When those Korahs, Lebanese, all of them comes around, the Indians, they comes around and say, Shegun, can we have a business? And the first thing I ask them, how are you going to get these things? And say, it's not difficult. Give them a picture, they will finance it, take the returns, and you take it out of the country. A lot of opportunities are here. So, practical experience. And that's the area that I'm going to focus on. Practical experience. You know, one day, I spoke to Daddy. I think about 3 years or 4 years ago. I spoke to him and said that I'm having 2019. I said that there's an issue about these finances. I said, Shegun, let's do something. He said, I want you to experience something I did some years back. What was that? I want you to, because my wife is not here, so I can say this. What happened? Okay. So what happened was that I discovered that my wife buys things, buy this, buy that, buy impulse buying. Me, then, I don't like buying things. Me. They said school wants to resume 1 year. They said they don't have bags. And I look for all the bags in the house. I said, I will wash it, I will sew it. You will use it. But she said, I want to buy this, buy that. So I said, okay. So that year I said, I want us to do something. She came to me and said, I want us to do something. Practical experience. I said, I want us to do something. She said, what's that? I said, I want us to save. She said, yes. Some of my friends came to me and said, there's a way they can do some savings together because in their profession, they want to do a project for 10 months. I said, okay, how much do you want to give? She said, she's going to give so amount of money. I said, double it. I said, no. I said, don't worry. That's part of the 50% I will give you. So I pushed her to the front. The first month, I put the other 50%. The second month, I didn't do anything. Second month. Second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month. Why was it? But now every other thing's at home, covered. Things cannot be covered, we left it. I have discovered that, sincerely speaking, things that looks like it's going to collapse, eventually in our life, nothing will happen. So we let it. And after the 10th month, when my wife saw the returns, I said, that is what they call discipline. There's some certain things that you would do. You need to have a practical experience of how to save, how to build futures, how to build wealth for tomorrow. So you need to have a continuous learning, financial, practical experience. And I'll be talking about my own idea. My idea, that's where I'm going to build in it now. My idea is an acronym. And the I stands for information. To be financially intelligent, you need information. You need information. One of the things that I discover, particularly sincerely, Pastor Shayo, can I say this? I should say it. Do you know, sir, that one of the problems for all of us in church, we leave all our information in Bible. After Bible, we don't look for other things. But the people of the world doesn't do that. Before they read Bible, they read many other things. Why can't we read Bible and read many other things? You need information. And I will start with that information. The first thing about my information that I want us to listen to, you might not like it, is what I saw in Isaiah. I think Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8 to 11. But I call it information about spiritual capacity. The day God explained this to me, that is the day that was a great turning point in my financial concept. Bible says, I won't bore you with so many stories, but let me pick what I like. It said that it may give seed to who? To the sower, and bread to who? To the eater. So one thing I said to you, God said that I give to people what you want. I can give you seed if you are a sower, and I can give you bread if you are an eater. So God said to me that day, He said, Shegun, give us this day our daily bread. I said, yes, Lord. He said, I love that prayer. I said, well, I can say, give me today, Lord, a daily seed to sow. Because bread for the belly, food for the belly, food for the belly, belly for the food, they will do what? But seed time, sir, and harvest time never cease. So that concept is a basic thing that when you have it, every money that comes to my hand is a seed. And that's the starting point. If you give me 1 million today, Father, this is another seed. What should we do with it? I believe that is the sincere way of coming out of poverty. It's a way of coming out of not being financially stable. When you have understanding that that money is a seed. People pray a lot in Nigeria and everywhere around. What they are praying, Father, give me money today. I ask people, I said, what do you want? I said, I need money to eat. I said, why can't you tell me you need money to sow? Why can't you say you need money as a seed? You need to build your spiritual capacity to understand that God can trust you, that you are a sower, not a eater. Then God can give you more, sir. Because when you know that you know how to sow. So, that's one information you need to have. The money can be used as what? As a seed or as what? It depends on what you want. How many of you want bread? Let me see your hand. So do you know, sir, I changed my song. I'm not looking for what I'm going to eat. So every day when I wake up in the morning and I'm going out, everybody knows I'm looking for seed to sow. And you always get a place to sow. And if God is the one that loves to give seed, He will give you, sometimes He will start with 1,000 naira. It's a seed. I hope that settles that. As that one settle in your heart that to be financially intelligent in our kingdom, you need to know how you identify what is in your hand. Is it a bread or a seed? I don't eat, sir. Everything must become until it brings something back before we eat it. Another information, I have talked about spirituality. Let's now talk about technical information, technical capacity. Technical capacity is something that you can read about, but one of them is budgeting. One of them is financial planning. Another one is investments. Another one is debt management. Another one is risk management. Let me say, you need to develop your capacity. You need to have an information on how to build your capacity on debt management, on risk management, on financial planning, on budgeting, and also on investments. Me, Shegun Liyera, my dad did 70th birthday before he passed. He passed at 80. At 70th birthday, they said they want to do birthday at home. They said there's a party. I said, Mom, there's no budget for birthday. They said, no, your daddy said we need to do it for him. They said, so how much do I have? I said, I have 10,000 naira. Pastor Yo, I'm the first son, the only son. We are just two. My baby sister. Everybody was looking at me. I said, I have 10,000 naira. One thing I don't do, I don't borrow. Nothing. I've been working since 1998. I run away from debt. The only debt that I have today, I have one debt today. That debt was that I bought something. I bought a property, I can say that. I bought the property. So I took a facility from a friend. And I bought that property. Let's say that property was, let's say 1,000. But today it's about 5,000. So that day I didn't give them that money. because I must budget everything that comes my way. Some people say, no, Ojumatie. No, sir. You must live a life that they will know that this is you. The day I did my wedding, I didn't have socks. I didn't have money for that. I didn't wear socks. I go for wedding. What I want to say is okay. That they want to do Ashwebi, I don't buy. Not anywhere. No matter the function, I don't buy anything. The one I have, sir, I iron it, I wear it. You don't like to see me there. And even I don't go to party, I will appear at Thanksgiving service. I will dance like this, go out, bye-bye, give what I want to give. Don't follow my style. But please learn to be able to be financially intelligent. Budgeting. Don't just spend. Don't be a spontaneous spender. I budget. They know that. I'm saying, no, my wife, this is our language in the house. I need 50,000 naira. And I've budgeted the money. I'll tell Ebulua, we have spendable and unspendable. I won't tell you I don't have money. I won't lie that there's no money. You know there's money. But there's spendable, there's unspendable. This is the way you build. If God gave you a seed, you remember that story? He gave talents to 3 people. Everyone will come and give account what God has given to you. So you need to plan your financially, do budgeting. Don't just say, my salary comes in now. Let's buy Gele for waiting. Oh, now let me increase my data. No, everything must have calculation. Even if you don't write it down, have it in your mind. Let it be structured. You must build technical capacity on budgeting, on financial planning, on investments, on risk management. We need to do that. Also, you need to have an information about investment opportunities. You need information. You need to know what happens. Friends, it is not until when you have 1 million that you can invest. No. As little as 5,000 naira, you can start something. Investment opportunity. There's a huge investment in real estate in Nigeria today. You might not have that huge capacity to start that, but why can't you start in your own small way? There's a huge investment opportunity in agriculture. I will share 2 stories with you. I'm not an agri person, but because I'm a consultant, I have a lot of people that comes my way. How many of you know that cassava leaf is money? It's money. Cassava leaf. I had that story maybe about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. A couple went to somewhere in Okeogun side. And she had this information about cassava leaf, and she started researching. It depends at a particular level that you need to harvest it, and you send it out outside the country. They use it as vegetable in some North African country, and also outside the country. They use it also for some chemicals. So that lady just started going to all the farmers, collecting all the cassava leaves at that stage, packaging it, wash it, sending it into 2 containers. Initially, she started doing combined shipping. You know what those things? You bring your own products, they will pack everything in 1 container. But later on, she started buying a complete container. Started selling it. If you don't have information, you won't be able to grow. So maybe, Baba, was it not in your house or office that we were discussing at the NS? A brother came to me, he was saying the same thing. And I said, wow, you are just confirming what I have heard about 8 years ago. Cassava leaf. Gary, do you know today, sir, that as many people are leaving Nigeria, they still want to continue to eat Nigerian food. Go and ask Eniola in UK. That one has bought almost, I don't know. I know you know. Eniola and Addis. It has a huge retail outlet. And they made a lot of money. Why can't you start in your own small way? I know somebody that all he sent to abroad is Iru vegetable. Iru, they will buy away. I have one of them as my client that I consult for. They will buy all away across all the Southwest, and they will be sending packages there. You might not be able to sell abroad, but you can sell to them and they will send it abroad. There's an opportunity to invest in agriculture. Technology, great opportunity we have there. Energy and power. In Nigeria today, there are a lot of opportunities are there. The wind, the solar, all those things. You can start a small one. But let me focus more on financial services. That one is easier for all of us to enter. Investment opportunity in financial services. You know, this is what Robert Kiyosaki said. It is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. How hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Should I say it again? It is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. How hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. I told you about my mentor that passed some years back. The children's children, their education is secure. Even with that, we are outsider. We are collecting remnants. So let's secure the future. Let's keep secure the future. So let me just say a few things about investment opportunity. Before we continue, I want everybody here, can you give me your idea investment register? Your own personal ideal investment register. Write it out. Oh yeah, ideal investment register. Or I can call it asset register. Your ideal one, the one you felt that just have one. Ideal investment. You can write it out. Do your own, my own ideal investment register. Can I have it? Just help me to develop yours. Have you done it? Come and share. Just one person come and share. Your own ideal investment register. Who come and share quickly? Oh yeah, I'm not sharing for me now. Your own asset register. Can I have an idea? Somebody from this side? Sir, can you come and help me, sir? Your ideal investment register. Hey, Mombasoro. Can you come and help me? Do you have one? Please come and help me. Thank you.
Good evening, sirs. Okay, I will say my own ideal investment
Register or asset register, yes.
Okay. Actually, I will use my present experience to buttress that. My wife works with a bank, and to her, there's some money you should not spend, because I like buying things a lot. So sometimes she came home and said, there is this deposit you can do with our bank, and you will have good interest rates. And so I tried with some amount of money. And what I got in 3 months.
Don't tell them. Don't tell us.
And what I got in 3 months was actually unimaginable. So she told me, if you roll it over till the end of the year, the money can actually pay our rent. And if you grow it more, it will service more of the money that we need to spend in the house. Perhaps you may not need to bother yourself for house rent, school fees, and all of that. And it's really working.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's really working.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So let me just give you an ideal investment register, and I want everybody of us to have it. You don't have to have everything there. But if God grants you grace, you can have everything there. But make sure you have your own register. An ideal investment register started with landed properties, retirement savings, cooperative savings, mortgage savings, investment fund, financial instruments, stock, life insurance, tangible household assets. Let me say it again. Landed properties, retirement savings, cooperative savings, mortgage savings, bank accounts, investment funds, financial instruments, stock, life insurance, tangible household assets. You know, I have a practice. I've been working my practice clock 10 years, that was in May. Because it's my personal business, there's a tendency for me not to have pension. Because I think as money comes in, spend, no, I put myself, I buffet myself, I put myself under the salary structure. So I have pension. There was a day I went to I have pension, I have voluntary contribution to my pension. So as a business owner, build up a retirement savings for yourself. Let money work for you. And I'm going to talk about that. Retirement savings, cooperative savings. Let me tell you something that works. How many of you have cooperatives here? You have cooperative? Cooperative. How many of you have up to 4 million naira savings in your cooperative? Can I see your hand? 4 million, 2 million. 2 million, thank you. Sherry, when you put your money in cooperative, at the end of the year, they will give you an interest of how much? Like how much? Say, let's say 2%, 3%. Am I right, sir? Is it up to that, sir? Sir? 9%. Thank you. They give you 9%. So, but if you collect loan from cooperative, they will collect, that will be how much? Maybe about 4%, 5%. Sir? 2%. 7.5. Thank you. So let's assume that I have 2 million in my savings account, cooperative. I collect that 2 million. I collect my 4 million from savings. I collect my 4 million. And I took that 4 million to treasury bill, 17.5, 18% as of today. That's how much? Oh, yeah. That's how much? 80% of that 4 million. That's how much? 20% is 10% is 400,000. 20% is about 800. So let's say about 750. So I have to pay that money back at 2.5. Do you agree with me? Now, if I put that 750, I have a 750 upfront returns. Let me take it to money market. You can go and do money interest rate and just put that money there and let it be rolling. You will discover that you have used your savings to work for you. Compared with the cumulative interest you are going to collect, which is 9%, and what you will have realized from Nigerian markets today, you have increased your wealth base. Check into so. That is how we do cooperative savings. You save money, but let that money continue to work. If you put 100,000 naira in a place every month, 100,000 naira in a place every month for 15 years, that will be 18 million. Am I right? Am I right? 18 million. If you put it, that 100,000 every month in money market at 8% interest, let's say 8%. Don't just do 8%. Just say 8%. 100,000 every month at 8%. Every quarter. By the end of the 15 years, you have 34 million. You have double your money that you are not touching. So the point I'm bringing out is this, that you need to have an asset register that you are building consistently. You are something that you are working. You might not be able to do all these things at once, but start little. If you have a land, you could do a lot with your land. Wow, okay. Because of my time, let me just tell you something. The investment opportunity today in Nigeria. I have a brother here that works with United Capital. You can talk to us later. If you need any information, you can start with them right away. With 5,000 naira, you can start. Do you know what I did for 5 years? I did it in the last few years, for 5 years. When my son said he's going to private university, I didn't check. I was not moved. Because one of my cousins called me and said, I want to do wedding for my daughter. The Ashwebi is 25,000 naira. I said, for what? He said 25,000. I said, the one I have in my house. But I put it, when I get there, send me back. I said, no, you must buy it by force. I didn't buy anything. 25,000 naira. That money alone, as you said, for 10 years, it will do something for me. When I put 5,000, 20,000 somewhere every month, just let it go there. 5 years, put it together. You will discover that you have some financial comfort and stability. I don't borrow money, I've said it. There must be a way you use your 5,000, 2,000 to do something for you because it will be growing. You will meet it there. Do you know that those money today in Nigerian system, what federal government has done is that they are making sure that nobody has free money. They are making interest rates so attractive so that all the money in your hand, you will bring it. But it's to your own advantage. You money. This government has another 8 years. Sorry, 4 years for now. Sir, they want to stone me. Okay, this government have 4 years. This government has 4 years. How many years? 3 more years. Okay, this government has 3 more years. But you see that 3 more years, you can be a trillionaire. That is why you see that people like Femi Otedola, all of them are not complaining. Why? Because their money is increasing. Government is increasing the rate because it's mopping money away from the markets. As little as 1,000 US dollars, it can grow. So let's say money market fund today is about 20.9%, 20.92%. Equity fund is about 18.49. Eurobond is about 6.08. Global fixed income, which is dollar denominated, is about 8.79. And these are, as that last week, Treasury bill was 17%, 18.2. No. The point I'm trying to say is that these are how we enter into the financial. As a salary earner, do you know what I do? As a salary earner, I'm coming to that now because I'm just trying to manage my time. As a salary earner, and you as a salary earner, this is the way you can grow yourself. You can plan for your children's school. You can plan for your building project. You can plan for everything all around you. What you are not going to do. See, I usually say this thing in Yoruba when I'm taking this session. And a shy son Loruko Jesu. That's the only thing that causes a lot of trouble and destabilize people. But truly, take that one out. Nothing again can destabilize you. My dad passed at 80. I said, I'm his first son. I said, all of you will come. I'm not doing dancing forward, dancing backward. Everybody, you will sit down like this. Once we finish the service, you take your food. And everybody will go to their house. I'm sorry, if you have money to do all those things, fine. But I discovered that sometimes there are some things our culture has created for us that they are derailing us. They are draining us. They are denying us to leave inheritance for our children. Guide against something that are not necessary. Do a planned spending, not spontaneous spending. I've talked about the information. Let me talk to you about things rules that apply to all. I'm sorry, in that under information, there's a rule that applies to all. Number one rule is that you must have effective saving culture. Sir, Uncle D, thank you very much for what you said the other time. So let me tell you my own saving culture. Salary is 200,000 naira. I don't do 10%. Tithe it depends on what God wants to collect. But it can't be less than 10%. It can't be less than 10%. Tithe, to me, I'm not paying tithe. My life is already an offering on his table. So whatever it brings to me, because he's the one that gives me that seed, I ask him first, Father, what is it in this fund? Shegun, out of that money, give 50% as tithe. We drop it. It's a seed. Are you with me, sir? When I first started my practice, I said, I just started practice and the job was just coming in trickle. I said, I'm not going to pay, Lord. Lord said, you must not pay anything less than what you are handing when you are working. So as money comes in, we give tithe. No, it is God's money. It's a seed. So when we grow from there, he said, we grow from there. He said, again now, I don't want you to remove any costs from the money you are coming in and you pay tithe. Seed. After we have given whatever God wants, Thank you. My own idea is you must have a saving. Saving and investment take 40%. My own idea. See, what you see. When there's money, that's when you go to see. Remember that you need to do fine boy. When there's no money, there's no money. You don't save it. So I save, work it that between 40 with investment and savings. What do? Investment, there's something goes to a particular account, there's another goes to another account. There's an account that I can't touch. I'm in practice, I have my own business, but I cannot single-handedly withdraw money from my account. You must make sure you restrict yourself, because if you don't have an accountability partner, you cannot maintain discipline in the journey of life. So I have investment between 40. Charity, the charity is for things that belongs to Moaki. Bible says so now. So this is a seed. So there must be charity. You must know that something that must go to somebody. So that person needs this money. You can give that. There must be a personal effect. You give something for yourself as a family. You structure your home in a way that you do not see. If they increase my salary, should I say something? If I increase my salary, what Brother Paul said it some years back at Kingdom's Word Seminar at Onireke. He said, what 100,000 naira cannot do as let's say you have a liability of, let's say, 100,000 naira, and you have 50,000 naira as an income. He said, if that 50,000 naira cannot undo that your liability, why can't you save towards it? Why do you have to say you have to spend the whole 50,000 naira? Save your money. You can't do that thing this year. Why can't you plan for it next year? Because many people, we don't want to plan. We want to feel that. And another thing I want you to live with, my brothers and sisters, please live with this. You are not here to compete anybody. You have your own journey. He gave some 5, another 1, 2, another 1. One of the reasons why the one could not go further, let me tell you, so is what he was comparing himself. And number 2, he lacks joy in his heart. If your salary is 1,000, I can tell you. I was telling some of my friends, I said, I started with 500 naira salary. They increased it to 6,000. The day I want to marry my wife, my salary was 6,750. My wife's income that time was 60,000 naira. My salary happens to be my wife's tithe. So the point I'm trying to tell you is that you need to build your income properly. So let me talk about information, my idea. The D is discipline. When I talk to you about salary structure, if you don't have discipline, you can't do it. As money comes to my hand, there's somebody that goes straight to a place. After I've finished distributing it, truly I will be BNC. Because there won't be anything. There won't be anything there. It must be a life of discipline. That's my own idea. And if you don't discipline yourself, you will discover that it will be difficult to become anything in life. I love what Sebo said. He said, excessive spending can ruin you. Excessive spending can ruin you. Warren Buffett said, successful investing requires time, patience, and discipline. Do you know what Proverbs 24:27 says? He said, build your house. He said, don't build your house and establish your home until your feet are ready. Proverbs 24:27. It takes a man of discipline to focus on your feet first before you start spending money for home. I love the way he put it. He said, complete your outdoor work and prepare your feet afterward. Build your house. You must set to life of discipline. Makes you not to spend money unnecessarily. I know some of us, we like culture. But I love it the day Pastor Reverend Oyelade, my father, said, he said, Shegun, he said, until scripture change culture, your nature, and the way you are nurtured, he said you cannot benefit from you cannot enjoy the maximum benefit of the scripture. Scripture must change culture. There's sometimes I don't, there's nothing you want to happen. I won't do it. What is this culture? The day they gave me list of engagement when I was young people, they said, "List your engagement." I went back to my mother-in-law. I said, "Can you tell me which one is backed up by Bible here? What is not in the Bible?" So they remove it though. Say, "This one is not there." They remove it. Say, "Okay, give us your own list." I give them my own list. Because I think Number 3 is the E. The way I put that E is to be enthusiasm, to have joy. When you keep looking down, you cannot see far and the available opportunity. So do you know that if my salary is 50,000 naira and you are working in oil company and your salary is 1 million naira, sincerely speaking, it depends on the way I look at my life. That is where joy comes in. That man of 1 talent, he said, "Me, a million one." I say, is it all that I want? When you keep looking down, take it from my brothers and sisters, you can't sow. You can't invest. That money will not be a seed. Every day of your life, wake up with joy in your heart. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. That 1,000 naira, when you are faithful in little, God knows how to give you more. I have seen many people in life that when they don't plan their life well, when they begin to compare themselves with other people, they will not see far. Because of my time, I won't say other stories. Let me just go on. But let me tell you, that seed in your hand, your salary, can you just stand before the Father and say, "Father, thank you for this seed. What can I do with it?" I can assure you, idea comes from the Father. He will tell you where to put that 1 naira that it will grow. He will tell you that if you can decide to follow him, he said you shall not borrow. He said, but you shall lend to nations. So have joy in your heart. Last one, which is my idea, which I love. Bible says in Proverbs 13:20, "He who walks with the wise will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed." Association. You want to have sound financial intelligence, have a good company all around you. Friends, I carefully relate with my friends. My mentor, one day sat me and said, "Shegun, I didn't like where you are now. You need to grow." I said, "Yes, sir." He looked for a space. He said, "This space, this is where you are going to start your work moving forward." That day, by error, I took my wife there where they said, "I'm going to start." My wife said, "This is good for us." Me, I have so much fear in my heart. And I started in that place. Today, I have grown beyond the place. I have a good association. I have a good company. People that you discuss together, what can I do with this seed in my hand? Oh, I have, see, sir. Pastor, because I like your association. But for me, I like people that can say, "No, we can take nations." Look at money in your hand. So one of the disadvantages of the church is that we are people of great wisdom, but we are not working together. Great wisdom. Come and see the people in the world. I have done some audit jobs in this country that I know that these people they don't have, but their associations strengthen one another. There's an opportunity there. Can we go for it? Can you keep this money here? I met somebody this year. It's like I've met the person like 10 years ago. He said, "Shegun, we sat down together for about 3 hours. We were having a meeting in his room. And when I left the place, I discovered that Shegun, he didn't know anything. So Shegun, we have to do this. He said, we have to build this one. We have to build this one. And before I know it, just this year alone, by God's grace, what this person has brought to my firm is not a small thing. By association. And it must be a seed to invest. Who are you accountable to? Have an association that you can accountable to people. I tell you, some of you have a business here. You are the alpha and the omega of your business. As money is coming in, so also you spend the money. I can tell you. Mark my word. You will be spending spontaneously. But when somebody is there, I have been in practice for 10 years. I cannot single-handedly sign my check. I have an accountability partner that say, what do you want to use this money for? Because I can't tell you I want to go and use this money to go and buy shawarma. So me, anyone buy shawarma will not eat that day. Oh, guys, I feel like we need to spend money. Okay, that's a good one. Can we sign the check out? That's why some of you don't even give your books to auditors. I'm doing my business now. You don't have auditors. Nobody will check your books because you felt that you should be on your own. No, some of you are doing business. You didn't register it. How will you be accountable? Do you know that being accountable to government makes you to assess your business, sir? In UK, they will tell them to come and give account of their operation. Church give accounts. No, be so. Why? Because when you are accountable, you align yourself for growth. Association. And I'm going to, the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, iron sharpens what? So a man sharpens another. Who is challenging you? Do you know that some of my friends that we moved together, I met this man maybe about 15, 16 years ago. I shared that story somewhere. The man said, that's first. He said, this is my car. The man has a car, but he has the amount in his account. Banks are asking him to come and bring those money to them because he has so much money. Why can't you change your car? He said, I don't need to change my car. He said, because until this money begins to bring results, I should not change this car. But I have someone that is working with that man. That one said, I need a new car. He bought a new car for the person. But for him, he said, no. I learned something from him. Principle of life. Don't eat your seed. Let your seed grow. Make sure your salary is not an income like a bread. Make it a seed. Then you will discover that little by little, you begin to build wealth for yourself. In conclusion, enhance your capacity. Create time to learn more. Increase your knowledge. Never stop asking questions. Never stop having meetings. What we have discussed today, men's forum in this church, why can't you create a meeting together and say, let us be discussing how we can be helping one another? See, can't we create, do you know that microfinance bank? We might not don't need to go and start it. We can start something in the church. We call it a lending fund. You begin to create fund for the church. The more you have it, the more interest you earn. But you know, we don't do business with ourselves in church. You know why we don't do it? Because we say in church people, it's a church people behave. You are expecting everybody in church to be saints. No, sir. People that you will see in church, I said it several times. I expect the worst from you. Because there's nobody is perfect. So if I do business with you and you stab me, we'll do it again. Because what I've learned about life is that if I can't do business with you, then I've missed an opportunity of this association. Put funds together. Put resources together. Then we'll grow. Thank you so much for your time. Let me just take question and answer. Sir, can I do that, sir? Let me just take question and answer. Any question, please ask me any question. Please go ahead. I've seen those hands.
Good afternoon, everybody. Lekan Yakono is my name. And I want to thank you for your presentation. It's been a wonderful presentation. And what I want to ask is because we've been talking about people that are in business. Somebody like me, I'm into academics. And one of those things that struck me was that you said, you've not been borrowing. And some people that are like myself in academics, they know how we spend our money. Of course, the 200,000 that you just made mention is just hypothetical. And of course, most of us, we cannot even save 40% as I was discussing with my elder brother there. So what we do in academics is that we all belong to, because I've been saying it, we all belong to a cooperative. Like myself, I have 3 cooperatives that I'm doing. And of course, most of those things you said, we do it. But what we do is that anything we want to do, we borrow from that something. And of course, I've asked from my friends that are banker, that it's even good to borrow. And of course, another thing I've realized in Nigeria is that there's this uncertainty.
I just want your question, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just in the next few seconds. I will give you the question. So, the number one question is that how are you able to do it without borrowing? That's that. And of course, you see, most of we that are in civil service, we are afraid of tomorrow because we have to save, like we do most of those things you do.
All right, sir.
So how can we do it without borrowing that we are going to have a beautiful ending?
Okay, so one thing I tell people is that, should I say it? Please pardon me. I can say it this way because I'm also still growing. I still have people that are challenging me, believers are telling me that we still have nations to conquer. One thing I tell people is this, simple. Be careful of borrowing for consumption. I told you now that I said you have 2 million in that place. Why can't you take that million and take it to Treasury Bill and let your money be growing? But people want to go and borrow for consumption. I tell people that you don't borrow for consumption. Consumption is what I want to eat. I told you that I have a debt. I remember the day they offered the property. I was just looking, okay, am I going to get the balanced amount for this property? So, as I was just in the office, I was just having a project on my table, and a friend just walked in. I always said, ask this person, she will give you the money. I said, I need some amount of money. Oh, he said, that's not a problem. I said, what do I need? I said, I want to do something. And I mentioned, I said, no problem. And she transferred, and I paid. And I said, okay, I'm going to pay back this way. I'm trying to pay back. But the truth of the matter is that I didn't use it to buy akara or to go and do burial for my dad or do ashwebi for a party or to buy TV or to buy something. I'm telling you that sometimes there's some certain things I run away from completely. And that's why I play my responsibility to everybody that comes my way. But sincerely speaking, I don't do anything for just doing it sake. I run away from consumption. So don't borrow for consumption. I told my wife, she's growing now, we are growing together. I said, there's some certain things you don't need to go and look for money. You want to do a research project. That's an asset. You are building something. You can call for fund to do a research project because it's going to help you in your career path. But not okay, and let me pension the wole. So my fellow, you have 200,000. That's what should be. Kind of things that no, we don't do that. So don't borrow money for consumption. Borrow money for projects. You can get a fund that you know that is a seed that you're going to get something back in return. Thank you so much. Another one.
Please, for the question time, I want us to just raise our hand up if you have questions you want to ask. Number one, let's just pick number because we don't have really more time here. We still have another session. Number one, number two, number three, number four. Is that all? Number five, number six. Please, let's make it like that. If you can't ask your question, you know,
you
can see him at the end. So for those six that they have identified they want to ask question, please go straight to your point so that we can keep to time. Number one. And if you have question, you cannot come out. Just write it.
You can write your question also.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Shegun.
Mr. Shegun, okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to ask this. You know, some of us came from, let me say, not nuclear but extended family, and we grew up together. Some people's parents, in one way or the other, has assisted us in one thing or the other, probably were in school and things like that, challenging time. Now, how do you cope with people around you? You want to save, you want to invest, you want to do this, you want to do that. And some people have paid, for instance, let me give you an instance. I have an uncle who, when he was going to school, the younger sister's husband paid school fees for some time. You know, issues like that. At the end of the day, maybe somebody comes to live with you from them and things like that. So sometimes it can be difficult. How do you manage such?
All right. Quick. I've said it that in your budgeting, you must have charity. But as I've said before, if you see the fund that comes to your hand as a seed, you will know that you need to sow it. So even investing in people's life is also that you are sowing into people's life. But one thing that I've done, because for me, also my house has never been free from family members staying with me, sending them to school, things like that. But it's still within the budget. One thing that I know is that the only thing Shegun, Shegun, can you lend me 50,000 naira? By principle, I don't do that. I will give you what I know I don't expect you to pay back. So I will tell you, take this money. I trust that God. So if I know that only I can afford is 5,000, I give you this 5,000. It might be no. One of my uncle called me one year. I said, Shegun, and he was calling. So when eventually I picked the call, I said, Uncle, say Shegun, I need help and things like that. So I felt, Holy Spirit, please, my style is different. Holy Spirit said to me, ask your wife to send the money. So I told my wife, I sent the money to my wife, send this money to my uncle. So my wife sent the money to him. So he saw the name. He now called me, Shegun, why are you going to be discussing with your wife that you need money from me? Since that time, he has never called me for money again. Next person.
Praise the Lord. Yes, my question is this. You said that it's not good to borrow for consumption,
Yes, sir.
which I agree totally. But is it good to borrow for investment?
Oh, yes, that's what I've said. Oh, I told you now that if you have, I told you I had a debt that I'm paying to get a property. I was just saw a building somewhere and we bought it and I'm paying back somewhere. That's one side. I can do that because eventually I can resell. It's in our profession we call it asset for resale. So it's there. I can sell it anytime. So you can definitely borrow. I can collect money from cooperative and put an investment. Do you know that somebody shared something with me? I said I met somebody recently. That person shared with me about, though I'm risk averse sometimes. The person said to me about a seed project they are doing in Nigeria now. You know, because there's a food shortage. So they are doing a seed project. They get funding and they get seed and they distribute seed across the country. And they told me how I can get the money. If I put 1 million there, the money only can grow and become, maybe within a year, it can become 1.5 and things like that. And when I asked them, what's the insurance? They said, the person is in my personal insurance. I ran away. I want someone that can give me an insurance. But so there's nothing wrong collecting loan to do business. But be careful. Make sure that you are so sure that investment is going to produce a return. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Two things. One is I'm going to give a quick testimony about the issue of integrity. Very, very important. The second one is a question to help those people who are earning salaries. Because, yes, business, but salaries is a little bit of a different ballgame. I used to work with an international company, and I was earning a salary. Now, I want to give a testimony that integrity will open doors for you. If you have integrity, I'm talking even for myself, my own personal experience, integrity will open doors. There is no way, I come from a village called Iju. There is no way I could have gone outside Nigeria. Integrity opened that door for me. I was given a whole box of money to go and pay to the Sheraton Hotel Group for a function. That money was not counted, full of US dollars. I put everything down. I got the President's Award, and that opened a fantastic door for me to travel out of Nigeria for donkey years. It opened that door. However, I want to ask you, sir, that for somebody who is salaried, can you speak onto the issue of multiple streams of income? Thank you.
Okay. Can I say something? I'm going to challenge some of us. Yeah. Some years back, the Lord said to me about seed of disloyalty. If you sign an agreement to work in a place for 8 hours, and you are using that hours to do another thing, personally, when you are sowing seed of disloyalty. Sometimes you might gain return from it. But sometimes we open a door for devourer. So I'm saying you should be careful about multiple incomes when you have signed off your hours to do some other thing for a particular person. So what I tell people is that I can do my multiple income project if it's going to be outside my hours. You can do many things. But be careful of using 8 hours of government to now be selling slippers and shoes in another place. You now have a shop, you go there and things like that. Some people have done that successfully and they believe they have built mansions through it. But don't forget, that's called seed of disloyalty. The day the Lord corrected me when I was in practice, and I was working with another firm, but because of my nature, I have a lot of clients already I have been relating with. So I would do their job, and I would collect money. And when the Lord said to me, Shegun, you are building seed of disloyalty. And if you want to go far with me, it's either you stop this thing or you go and start your own. And that's why I said, Lord, let's go and start our own. God said, yeah, go and start your own. Well, when I started my own, it looks it's not going to peak. But someone said, no, it cannot fly in Ibadan. But now, by His grace, God has helped us. We are still in Ibadan. We are doing well. So be careful of multiple stream of incomes when you are cheating another person. Cheating is cheating. Only is only. Don't excuse. But you can do any other thing outside those hours. It's your Saturday. If you can do business, do business. After closing, if you can do business. It's fine. But even that little one that God has given to you, sincerely speaking, I can tell you, the little with God can do great things in God. So just make sure you are faithful with that little God and make it a seed. You can see you can go far. God bless you.
Praise God. Hallelujah. My own question is for the salary earner. And taking it to, I don't know if you can make it a little bit more practical, especially now that the inflation is like just flying anyhow. So how do we strike balance? Because on basic needs, we've talked of like a lot of leakages that we can block. But basic needs that cannot even be blocked, make people to even find it difficult to strike that balance. I don't know, from your words of experience, if you can maybe talk more on that area, balancing the saving culture in a period of inflation and all that.
Okay, I'll be practical. The last person, I think, or please go ahead.
Praise the Lord. My own question is that how can we manage people in the protocol, like how to manage them, like how can I put it? Just like the protocol that we are talking about, how to manage our wealth, how to manage our business. How can we manage people so that they will not think that we are cunning, that we cannot give them something? Yes, sir. Yes.
Somebody asked me one day, I said there's a thin line between being stingy and being prudent. There's a very thin line. And I will explain to you it. If whatever you do is for your personal benefit, the reason why you are doing all those things for your personal benefit is for not for generations. It's something that you are doing for your personal benefit, that you want it to die with you, then check it, you might be stingy. But if it's something that you are building wealth for nations, wealth for generations, sorry, sir, you are just prudent. And about practical things, let me just say this about practical things. There's no other way. Responsibility will continue to increase. The more you hand, I have learned that. But one thing is the same basic principle. See that thing as a seed and trust God to guide you. If you can follow that path, that this thing is a seed and I must sow it to get something, God must teach you how to go and spread it so that you can get return. That's where I can. Because sincerely speaking, Nigerian economy, it will continue like this. There's no solution in the nearest. It is you that are going to provide solution for your own economy because you belong to our kingdom. The Lord will help us in Jesus' name.